You are listening to the Rustford Files.
Welcome, everyone, back to Empire of Rust. I have today with me Adam, Mike M, and Pat. Today since we're between acts in the main storyline, we've decided to sort of take a break and do sort of an alt storyline, a spin-off with some different characters that we made up. You know, and
like Joni meets like Joni loves Chachi.
Yeah. I'm actually going to be running it this time, and we'll probably end up with the first 2 sessions. It's going to be the 4 of us, but we're probably going to get Mike O, who plays Wild Strike, back next after a couple episodes, hopefully, and maybe more. We'll see.
I appreciate it, Matt, but you got our last initials all messed up.
Did I call you Mike M and him Mike O?
You did. I was going to ignore it, but then you called me the wrong one. It's like, damn it, I can't let this go now.
Yeah. It's like improv.
It's okay.
Don't correct him, just roll with it.
We will.
It's okay, Matt. We still love you.
We'll see.
As much as the law requires.
Anyway, hopefully this isn't a predictor of things to come. But I've had my friends here put together some new 5th level characters using Mike's Transformers rule set, and we're gonna do a little side stuff. So, anything you guys want to say before we get going?
Yeah, do we want to do any character introductions, or
yeah, I was gonna have you do that
episode.
Yeah, definitely wanted you guys to have you do that. Maybe we should. Yeah, we'll just start with that instead of. Starting the adventure first.
I would just like to say, good luck, Godspeed. We're all counting on you.
Great.
Who was that directed at?
Pretty much everyone hearing it. We're counting on the listeners to keep listening. We're counting on Matt to carry us through the interim.
Oh dear, no pressure, huh? Yeah. All right.
No pressure at all. Here, hold this 10-ton brick.
All right, just for that, Adam, you get to introduce your character first.
About damn time. Okay. Let's see. My character is Phisher. That's his name, spelled with a Phisher. He is a scout class. He's a minicon. And he has been working on Earth for quite some time. He is basically a spy, more of the digital sense than anything else. But he's got a lot of great quirks and abilities and talents that will allow him to quickly get out of sight. And with his small size and the ability to mass shift a couple of times. He can kind of blend in with the crowd a little bit. He can become different objects. He's an object former, by the way.
I was going to say, could you turn into a cat?
No. It is an object former. His main thing is a laptop. Like an older laptop, so a little bit bulkier. And
the one that you could use as a human shield?
Yeah, preferably not. But yeah, I suppose I could make a pretty good body shield if you hold me up.
Early 90s laptop?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I remember I had one that was like, it was like as thick as like your wrist.
Yeah.
And like you would just be like, oh man. Yeah.
Small briefcase kind of thing.
All right. Anything else by way of description?
He's mostly his color scheme is black and gray, more gray with black trim. So the different forms that he can take usually are machine-like, and will have that color scheme to it. But it lends very well to the different things he can transform into.
All right. All right, Mike O. Right?
I got it right.
Who are you today?
So this is actually like kind of an interesting thing for me. This is the first time I've had to like build a character to play and to use. So this is kind of an interesting thing for me. I went back and forth on a couple of different classes that I was thinking about. I thought really hard about Power Master, but then I realized that I just didn't want to run another. I didn't want to run two characters. So I didn't do that.
This is your one chance to just run one, you know?
I know, right? Why would I want to give myself that extra work? So what I did is I finally settled on Outlier. So my dude here is an outlier named Latins, and he is a Camion who has made the trip to Earth to be in the presence of the last living Prime, and that's really all he wants to do. He wants to meet Optimus. He wants to be on his team. That's just all he really wants out of life. Like the moment that he heard that the last living Prime was found and was there, and that has been his goal ever since. So he traveled to Earth and joined all of Prime's bots, and has been trying to work his way kind of up the ranks to be well known and powerful enough to warrant attention from the Prime. Because right now he understands that he's just a nobody little Camion, and why would Optimus Prime have any reason to talk to him or interact with him at all? So that's what he's doing. That's what his goal is. He's trying to kind of work his way up. He's trying to be notorious enough where he actually gets a notice of Optimus Prime.
So you're a Prime groupie.
We'd like to call ourselves adherents. Thank you very much.
That sounds like something a groupie would say.
Does that make you an Autobot, or is it just... I know you're Camions. Camions aren't usually Autobots.
Right. However, I imagine that he did undergo the rite of the Autobrand afterwards. Like once he had heard that Prime is an Autobot, because like why wouldn't he? I mean, that'd just be it's kind of obvious. I mean, he's probably concerned that like the rest of the people here on Earth are not Autobots. Like, why wouldn't you be?
What's the class? Outlier.
So he's gonna, and I kind of went a different direction with the Outlier, unlike what you did with Denizen there, Adam. I actually went one of the little like sub paths that was designed into the system, and we'll see that as the character plays out. But he is a black, gold, and tan motorcycle.
Okay, so that's why I was curious what your form was.
Mm-hmm.
And
very reminiscent of Prowl from Transformers Animated, just with a little bit like a little beefier, a little bulkier, more like a instead of being like a Kawasaki or like a crotch rocket motorcycle, it's more like a Harley, like a hog, you know.
All right, cool.
A transformer that is an outlier and obsessed with a leader. Who do we know that sounds a lot like that?
Oh fuck! I just made Denizen again, didn't I?
Yeah, but you made the opposite of Denizen. You know, the Autobot version of Denizen.
The anti-Denizen.
So does that mean you'll be likable?
I can't help but be flattered.
All right. Last but not least, of course, Pat. Who do we have today?
I am playing a headmaster named Kluge. And I have two companions, Landfill and Cone. So, yeah, and I turn into I'm a Junkion that turns into a trash truck, like a garbage truck.
Perfect.
So, I've got
a lot of echoes of Transformers animated happening in this one.
I don't know what that means, but
There was the Wreck-Gar character from animated also turned into a dump truck, and I think you're actually using the artwork from that too.
I thought he was.
Oh,
I thought
Wreck-Gar was
Wreck-Gar
a
was a motorcycle.
In animated, they made him a dump truck.
Oh, okay.
He was only on for one episode.
Okay. Well, I only envisioned the motorcycle version of Wreck-Gar, so I did not know that. But yes. So I am a headmaster with 2 companions, and yeah. Well, we'll figure out some stuff as we go along.
So I have a question, and you feel free not to answer it and just have in the episode. Do you have 2 heads?
Maybe.
All right. We'll see.
What were their names again?
Landfill and Cohen, Koan.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, guys. All right. So our setting is this is happening right around the time that the main adventure was on Earth, with the big Sharkticon party, and when you guys caught Lamplighter. However, this isn't about that. This is about what's called the Special Corps of law enforcement, operating sort of out of Metro Titan's sort of left ankle. Technically, you guys are law enforcement. You're the kind of bots who get called when, a cyber squirrel gets loose, that someone brought over on the space bridge and you have to bring it back, or, someone's been spray painting the boats, BUTTS, yes. Some juvenile delinquent Decepticons are spray painting things on landmarks and things like that. And
Jerks.
So, sort of at the bottom of the pecking order. But, so you're the crew who sort of handles miscellaneous law enforcement around here at sort of a low level. And a lot of times there's not much to do than just sort of sit around and, play checkers or whatever you guys do for fun. Roll knuckle bolts, sort of thing. So,
I really enjoy being parked.
Well, there's some beautiful landscapes around here, so.
That's great.
However, one day your boss calls you all in for a meeting, which happens like once in a while. The boss of this little department his name is Ditch Digger. He looks a lot like, imagine Hound if you tipped Hound down several muddy slopes of rocky terrain. A little bit like that. He turns into a Land Rover. You guys know that. So,
All right.
it's like, all right, get in here, you worm gears. I got a little job that needs to be checked into. Right. Do you have all your little guys with you? Are they out? Or are they part of you? Right.
One of them is my head. The other one is just walking, very close, very timidly, kind of like in my shadow.
All right, Bolts. We've been losing some supplies here. Someone's been making off with boxes of sort of Mark I universal joints, sort of large quantities of them. Not very important, but we think they're possibly getting out into the human population somehow, and we don't know exactly where or why.
Oh no! I don't. That's not good. You can make fists out of those, and fists can punch people. We don't want that. We don't want to do that.
Yeah. Yes. Don't worry. No one's going to be punching you today. Hopefully, as long as you guys do your job. Otherwise, it'll be me. All right. So, anyway, I need you guys to go in the download, go into town to Midvale. Midvale is sort of a small town, large town, small city that's not nearby, but it's as anything can be close to Metro Titan. It's close, maybe like 20 miles away.
Is this still like off in the middle of the desert?
Yeah, I mean, sort of off in the middle of the desert. Getting towards more populated areas. So I apologize if I'm not canon because I don't know canon, but essentially, like, people around here know they're Transformers here. I mean, you can't have a Transformers city without somebody seeing them eventually. But if you just sort of start walking around in a human-populated city, it's going to cause a lot of disruption. So the protocol is to sort of stay incognito as much as possible. So, makes sense?
Oh, yeah.
Sure. All right.
We can do it. Don't worry.
So, I want you to go into town, find Squawkbox, signal her when you get there. She'll fill you in on any details of where she thinks these might be going.
Remind me who Squawkbox is.
Squawkbox is a device former that is basically their job is multi-changer, really.
A vice former? Like they commit all sorts of kinds of crimes and sins, and it's like
device former.
She turns into a roulette wheel, like, and a hookah.
You don't get hero points in this game, Pat.
I know. Well, you could if you want to. You're in charge right now. So.
Mike already regretting things. She is a device former. That sort of her job is to sort of hang around one of a lot of the nearby cities have these dudes in them, sort of to keep an ear to the ground and find out what's going on in case there's anything important. Sort of keep informed on the human population that's out there incognito, So they generally know the area, they know who's living there, they know what's going on. So that's what he wants to do. He wants to truck out there, poke around, talk to Squawkbox, and investigate further. He wants to know where the joints are going and why they're being taken. They're not particularly valuable. They're sort of a low-grade item. But for Earth technology, they'd be pretty snazzy. And I believe that the treaty is that they're not supposed to be trading Cybertronian technology to humans. So however important or unimportant it is. So there seems to be.
Don't worry, we will take care of this. We will make certain that the Tyrest Accord is adhered to.
Humans are not ready for paper clips.
Or anything else that we can put an SP in front of.
All right, you rusty bolts, get out of here.
What's the word when you verb a noun? So we need so are we spinging? Where we're SPing? Is that we're spinging words?
Sping.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's not all we're doing, of course. We do have to do our jobs.
All right. So basically what you have to do is just to start out, you're just going to have to basically drive out there or get there over there, however you decide, and then sort of ping her and she'll find you. And then she can give you the lay of the land.
Hey, Kludge, can I catch a ride in your cab?
It might be a little tight. There's going to be 2 people in there. But yeah.
Oh, right. No, that's fine. I'll ride out on Latins. You don't mind, do you?
What is it? What is it that you turn into again?
I turn into a laptop.
Right. Oh, then yeah. If you're
Don't worry, my little friend. I got plenty of storage space in here. There's no junk in this trunk.
You don't really have a trunk, do you?
In fact, I barely have a trunk.
I have a lot.
That's definitely a tight little robot booty.
Do you allow other bots to ride you?
I was thinking you would turn into your laptop mode and kind of stay in the saddlebags, and because if there's if you're on top of my motorcycle mode, the humans are going to see this robot as they say.
Oh, I've got these snazzy drapey kind of clothes things I can put on. Look, and this piece here covers up my mouth. You can't even see that. I got a robot mouth.
Well, keeps the what did you call them? Drapes? Yes, keeps those drapes on, and I think we'll be fine. But yes, if you would like to ride in my vehicular mode, you are welcome to join me.
I did sort of make a ruling for Pats, and I probably can extend it to you too. So, like, the vehicles have the holographic drivers. So, but I was said like Pat's companions, if he's in there, they can sort of be like holographically disguised as long as they stay inside the cab. And I suppose he probably could do if he's sitting on you as a motorcycle pilot. But however, he's a lot bigger. You're small, right? You're not tiny. So he's not exactly the right size.
I think my mass shift, the mass shift only works on the alt modes, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Correct.
So you're a bit big to be riding normally on a motorcycle.
I'll just transform into the luggage, and I'll be packed away inside his saddlebags.
That's right. You're not tiny. You're small. You'd be like you'd still be a good like 12 feet tall. Imagine like a 12-foot tall person riding like a motorcycle.
Well, what size motorcycle?
That'd be hilarious.
What size motorcycle do you turn into?
Like a Harley sized.
You didn't take mass shift at all, right? So
I didn't take mass shift.
She's just a regular size, human sized motorcycle.
Okay.
You know. Yeah. I mean, if she became large, she'd be the biggest motorcycle in the world. So
right.
So
I could take mass shift and become a huge motorcycle.
That's the thing we have to get used to. At human scale, all our vehicles are like full vehicle size, and stuff like that. We don't have to take 2 mass shifts so everyone can ride inside unless you want Transformers to ride inside, So, all right.
We got spoiled with Pythagoras being tiny.
Yeah. But Cone and Landfill are tiny, right? So,
yes. Yep.
Yeah, so they can ride inside and they can have holographic disguise while they're in there.
Well, that's what I was saying. So they're about the size of a human. So
they're exactly the size of a human.
While you're in motorcycle form, they could ride you appropriately, and it would be as a...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So which one's going to ride bitch?
I don't like that word, but I'm the one driving. I'll be the one driving. And this is Landfill, by the way.
Right. Okay. Now look at Cone and say, that makes you the bitch.
Aww.
If you say so. I'll be enjoying the view.
Anyway, I'll ride in the saddlebags. I mean, I could technically catch a ride in the back of Kludge, but that doesn't always smell the best.
All right. Anyway, you guys...
Smells like memories.
Suffice it to say, you guys are going to be able to get on your move however you arrange it. So, so it'll take you about like 40 minutes to get to Midvale. It's sort of to the north. You sort of follow the day. It's a desert. It's a desert summer day, and it's very bright and it's very hot and very dusty. And there's sort of a disused highway that leads up to there. Sometimes certain human vehicles go down there if they're sort of authorized occasionally, but it doesn't get a lot of traffic usually. So, and after 30, 40 minutes, you guys approach the outskirts of the town. You get sort of like this sort of suburban area on the outside, and more regular streets and vehicles. You don't attract any attention, of course, because you look just like regular vehicles. What does your driver look like anyway, Leighton?
Mine?
Me?
Well, both of you guys, really, because they're going to be out there. So, just generic motorcycle rider person.
A highway police officer, but it's important to note that the motorcycle is not a highway police motorcycle.
Okay.
And I'd like to think that it's even like the wrong state, highway patrol.
It says Connecticut on it.
He hasn't quite mastered the cultural aspect of that yet.
Is it possible for a hologram to impersonate an officer?
It's possible. It's just probably illegal.
Of course it is possible. What are you saying? Can you not see him right here?
All right. So
I have one male and one female. I figure that I'm not going to make stereotypes about what, sanitary engineers look like, but, one of them looks like they're strong enough to lift up a whole bunch of shit, and the other one doesn't.
Let's say that they're dressed sort of working clothes,
Yeah.
Practical clothing that people would work in.
Right.
All right, you guys, you're in town. You're getting, if you drive a little more distant, you will cross over the river. There's a river that runs on the edge of town, a fairly large bridge that goes over it. There's a fair amount of traffic at this point going in front of you and behind, and people on the streets, and you're going to be getting to downtown in a few minutes. So, what's the plan?
Do you think we've been here before?
You probably have, yes. Yeah, it would seem like
I don't remember being here before, but I forget.
I mean, it's up to you to decide if you felt like if it would be very easy for you to have been here before, if you so choose.
Are there any nice parking lots?
Plenty of nice parking lots, actually.
Oh, then maybe I have been here before.
There's a big box, Best Buy, and there's a drive-in movie theater.
I like those.
A lot of nice sort of curvy highways around the city too, around like the bluffs and the big stone buttes.
Oh right, we're out in the desert.
I think Latins has been here before, probably like parked out in front of a police station, because way back in the day, Optimus used to be before he became a Prime, he actually was a police officer on Cybertron. So I think this is kind of like kind of his way of like researching and trying to like get into his mindset.
All right. That makes sense.
So does that mean like you're going to start like beating up like Decepticons? Because that'll like... Because Prime was kind of known for that,
That's profiling.
I haven't seen it. I have not seen any Decepticons lately, but do you think it'd be a good idea for me to start beating them up? I mean, Prime did that, didn't he? He did that for millions of years.
He did, and now here's when you get kind of like a little conflict. Like it's like, no, you shouldn't be punching people. It's just like, no, I actually think that sounds like a very good idea. Like if you want to get into his mindset and follow in the path of the Prime, yes, absolutely.
Is this Cone saying that?
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
Cone the philosopher.
I mean, actually, you're not wrong.
That's a very good idea, Cone. I will keep that in mind. The moment I see the next Decepticon, I will punch that Decepticon.
I'm pretty sure Prime only did in self-defense. Or in defense of the innocents. Or if the Decepticons looked at him funny.
I assume.
You two are innocent, yes?
Well,
I assume Phisher and Cone, you guys are not Decepticons or Autobots. Or am I wrong about that?
Kluge is an Autobot. The other two were not.
Okay. And Phisher?
It turns out Fisher's got a giant Decepticon symbol. How does I not notice that?
Oh, I noticed.
Adam's going to keep us in suspense, I guess.
About what?
We lost him. Adam? Would you have a big Decepticon badge on you?
I certainly hope not. Did someone put one on me?
All right. All right, so I assume you're going to signal Squawkbox when you get into town?
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
Did Ditch Digger tell us where's Squawkbox is?
He doesn't know where because she makes her way all over the city. So there's not one specific spot.
So we got to meet her somewhere.
Yeah, she'll meet. Just once you contact her, she can meet you somewhere. Sure.
Squawkbox, come in. Squawkbox.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. Are you? Hi. Are you the squad that was sent here to sort of sniff about for the missing parts?
Oh yeah, this is Phisher and crew. Where would you like to meet up with us?
There's a grocery store on 7th and 8th Street.
They have the best trash.
Is that the Kroger's?
Something like that. Just sort of meet me on the sort of the alley in the back of that. It's fairly isolated,
back alley.
And I can fill you in.
All right. We'll be there soon.
All right. So you guys, it's wide enough to drive into. So, but once you get back there, it's the back of it. It's the back of a supermarket. There's trash barrels and a loading bay area, but there's nobody around right now.
Hey guys, can you fill me up?
Sure.
Oh, this is more. This is
transform.
This is more to my people, but.
Oh, all right.
Collect the trash.
I'm in my trash.
Suppose I'll just keep watch. Yeah.
All right, so you guys pull into the alleyway. Cludge starts grabbing trash like nobody's business. You don't see anybody else in here right now. So maybe you guys give me perceptions.
Of course.
Ooh,
I remember how to do
session.
that, I think.
First rolls. Okay,
Latin's got a 29.
Okay.
Perception.
Perception's kind of
Phisher
his
got
bag.
a 23.
Okay. Kluge has a 20. Landfill has a 9. And Cohen has a 33.
Lord. So Cone and Latins, was that? Is that the right way to say it?
Correct.
Latins. Okay, I'll get used to it. You guys notice sitting amongst the garbage, there's actually what looks like a slightly snazzier, looks like almost like an air compressor, like you fill up your tires with, just sort of sitting on the ground. And you're pretty sure that that's not just an air compressor, just from looking.
Is it a robot in disguise?
Possibly. Do you guys want to do the bomb test?
What
Does anyone
is
have
this?
life sciences?
Is it life science? Yeah.
Yeah.
So are we still in vehicle form at this point, or are we?
It's up to you. I mean, you guys would, I assume you would pull it in vehicle form so you wouldn't give away, but you're alone back here, so if you wanted to change, you could.
Okay.
That's sort of...
I did. I changed.
Yep, I will transform as well.
Okay.
And I will aid someone with life science.
Okay.
I don't aid.
27. Aiding landfill, I have a 30.
Okay. Yep, that's definitely a Cybertronian sitting there. And if you wait a sec, she'll transform in front of you. Once you guys start revealing yourselves.
It's always so startling.
Is it?
You really need to you really need to calm down, Landfill. We've talked about this. I know.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Hello. Thanks for meeting me.
Cohen's a lady as much as we are.
Sorry.
As much as we do that.
Yeah, true. And I wasn't sure I wasn't sure what the collective bot term was.
Right.
Gentle bots and labots.
Yeah, bot.
Good afternoon, bots.
Good afternoon.
You guys have been missing some parts lately. There's some...
Not personally.
I hope not. There is some evidence that these have been being traded to some unknown humans for some sort of illicit substances or illicit items. There seems to be a bit of a dealer rig going on around here. Some Cybertronians are illicitly buying things called shells and trees. That's the street name for them. I don't know what they are.
Shells and trees. Is there like a culture reference that we could make for that?
You guys could roll culture if you guys want. Anyone?
I will.
Not like
sure.
Culture.
Someone can aid me then.
2?
Are we using exploding aid?
Yep.
Like if you get a 20, is it a
Yes.
higher? Okay, good. Then Landfill has a 29 with just Klugeni, so 31.
And if Latins was helping me out, then it looks like I've got a 37.
All right.
Oh, man.
All right. So this is, you guys have both heard of these, actually. It's a very local phenomenon and very obscure. There's some sort of highly underground illicit items. You don't know exactly what they are still, but there is quite a trade in them. And a bot will pay a good Shanix for some of these. You can get them pretty cheap. But it's a fairly obscure though. I mean, you can get a tree for like 100 Shanix. You can get a shell for 200.
But we still have no idea what they actually are.
There's some sort of human objects that Transformers can't get. Frankly, it was near impossible for you guys to know what they are. Just that your rolls were so high that you actually heard of them, which was unlikely. So
heard about it on the black market. Yes.
She doesn't know what they are either. She lives here.
This isn't good. I mean, this is like illegal stuff. We don't want to deal with illegal stuff.
Exactly, and we think
that's dangerous.
It's actually probably not illegal for them to be buying it. What's illegal is that it's being bought using the illicit currency, which actually makes the whole operation illegal. But you're gonna have to track. You're gonna have to track the dealers. I mean, it's not illegal for the humans to sell this stuff to them, whatever the hell it is, probably. But it is illegal for Cybertronians to be dealing in this with their currency and with their technology.
Right.
They're not supposed to use Shanix.
Like if Transformers had found some gold or silver or something like that and traded it for whatever these trees and shells are, like that'd be perfectly fine.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Although they might, if they started destabilizing the economy, then there might be some repercussions. But the interesting thing is that
they're trading for these things.
They're trading Shanix for these things. So someone up the chain wants Shanix too. So there's got to be other Transformers involved in this because humans have no use for Shanix.
What else can you tell us?
I'm still looking into the details since this is pretty new. But I think that one bot I've been trying to track down is called Fins. He might know something about this, but I haven't been able to pin him down yet. I've been busy with something else. So one thing I do know is that he likes to go to the drive-in movies at night, and he also likes drag racing, which is a bit uncommon around here. Frankly, these humans don't drag race anymore. They did
Does that have a different connotation for Transformers?
No, it means exactly what I'm saying it means.
No, drag racing?
Yeah.
It's drag racing.
Sounds either painful or stylish.
Okay.
So,
remind me, this is in the United States somewhere?
This is the United States. I think it's Arizona, right? Metro Titan is in.
Yeah, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Arizona. And there's one other place for you to investigate. There is a human establishment which had some shipments in it. You guys might want to check it out. I don't know if they still have anything, but I heard word that they were being passed through. If you go to, it's in the back of an Automart building, which is, about, maybe a 10-minute drive from where you guys are. They may have had holding some of these shipments of these items. So you guys might want to check there too. I do know that after like 8 p.m. it's closed and there's pretty much no one there. So if you guys can check that out, or find Fins first, whichever you prefer.
All right.
So you said Fins could potentially be at the drive-in movie, or where else?
He likes to race, but there's no specific place to race around here. So
right, the drag racing.
Yeah. So if you, she'll give you a description of his alt form. He looks like a big shiny 50s pink Cadillac.
Fins. Got it. Okay.
Love it.
So with that, unless you have questions, she'll mosey off.
All right.
So now you're sort of like, you can hear the sound of traffic all around you. You know, a city sounds like honking horns and people talking and walking, and it's sort of mid-late afternoon at this point. So if you wanted to hang out for a few hours or when it got dark before you did anything, you could, or you can drive around if you have some ideas there.
I was told that the honking sounds that these humans make is part of a mating ritual that they're all involved in.
Actually, it's not the humans that are making it, it's the vehicles that they drive and operate.
What's the... Oh, right. They're not... These ones are not organic. Why do you keep doing this? I told you about this. Like, the humanoids they're biological. They're not technological like we do. I know. I never listen to what you're saying. What were you saying? There's no need to fight. It sounds like we have a nice place to park for a while. Who doesn't love a good movie?
Anyone parked behind a trash truck, I believe.
That's why I park in the back.
Also, just let it be said that whenever I park, I'm going to be in front of Kluge.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right.
What's the plan, guys?
Well, as soon as it gets dark, I can head over to the Automart and scope it out. If you guys want to check out the movie theater and the drive-in, see if Fins pulls up there.
Do you want any backup there, Phisher? I mean, you're a little small bot, and if you're at the Automart by yourself at night, that could be kind of dangerous for you.
What?
Do you not want any assistance?
Nah, if I need any, I'll call some. But no one's going to see me. Don't you worry. I'm not going to engage. I just want to get eyes on who's making deals.
If you can manage on your own, then if you need any assistance, then give us a call.
Sure, no trouble.
All righty.
I guess we can head on over to the drive-in and see if Finn's is around there.
All right. So I'm going to go, we'll fast forward a couple hours. You guys sort of cruise around to the drive-in. Tonight they're playing like an old film, Attack of the Robo-Monsters from Mars. But that doesn't start for another 40 minutes, but you're gonna have to hang around. So I'm gonna go to Phisher first because he's gonna act first. So it gets darker, so I assume you're gonna be on foot since you're not driving around,
right?
So what's the plan of attack here?
Well, I will be in full cover up, so I'll just look like a really big dude. Which is really kind of funny because I'm actually a small dude compared to all the other dudes that are actually machines, not dudes. I will, of course, approach the building.
You're dressed up in clothes. Mm-hmm. Good. Sorry.
Yep. And I'll move, from shadow to shadow, thing to thing, slow, watching for anyone that might see me before making moves until I get to the back of the building.
Okay. So give me a stealth.
Of course. Stealth check coming right up. All right, this is in bot mode, so no bonuses for any of that stuff. Stealth. Cha-ching. All right, what's that? That looks like a 22.
All right.
Terrible roll.
You glide reasonably stealthily through the shadows, and you sort of watch as sort of the rest of the workers sort of leave for the day from behind there. And the back of the building, it has sort of a big sort of loading dock, as is very typical, and also sort of a garage because they do work on cars here. So both of those are locked with electronic keypads right now. Yes, Pat.
Wow.
Question: how many nodes am I allowed to have starting?
Let's see. Let me roll for you.
Nodes, huh?
Nodes.
You work behind the scenes with the DM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get 6.
Okay. 6 nodes.
Well.
All right.
Huh. All right.
How many nodes do I get?
None.
And like it.
Not because you're not a scientist, just because it's you.
I'm sensing some favoritism here.
All right, Phisher.
All right. So I'll sneak on up to the keypad and examine it a little bit first. See if I think maybe I should try engineering to dismantle it and hotwire the sucker, or should I plug myself on into it and see if I can't crack the code electronically? I'm thinking electronically.
What's the last
God,
bit?
that sounds so dirty.
I keep losing you, Adam. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm like every other word I'm losing.
Electronically. That's
Do you
the
have
way to go.
noise cancellation on or something?
I did.
Maybe check your connection, your microphone.
Yeah.
This is the kind of stuff that I usually edit out of the actual
Yes.
show.
Behind the scenes, ladies and gentlemen, uncut.
I'm
Adam is
coming across loud and clear on the recording.
On
But you
the
guys
gong.
just aren't hearing me.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Discord wasn't registering your voice on this end after you said the.
Well, screw Discord.
All right, we'll figure it out. The keypad is primitive. It is it's a box. It has 10 numbers on it, 0 through 9, and a little green enter button.
I love that they use a base 10 number system. It's so quaint.
I know it's like there's only like several billion combinations. It's really ridiculously low.
If you can get through that in 2 minutes.
So if you want to do an engineering check, you think that would probably be the easiest way. I mean, but you can connect to a computer check if you want. But
That's fairly rudimentary. So, yeah, let's go with that. Engineering, coming right up. I'm making the roll. Here comes the roll. And it's a 31.
yeah, I mean, it's like you just put your fingers together and squeeze the wires at the top because it opens up and unlocks the door. So, you didn't even need to open it up because
They call this security.
Yeah, human lock versus Cybertronian 31.
All right.
So the garage. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yep. When I enter, I will just transform into roll across the floor a little bit. And then when the door is shut, I'll, from the screwdriver mode, I'll make an observation to see if there's any cameras on the inside. And that is coming up. No, it's
You're not a sonic screwdriver?
electronic.
Give me a perception. So you sort of do a little roll and close as you roll underneath Indiana Jones style through the closing door into the room and sort of clatter on the ground.
I just realized that I don't think we've ever made a Doctor Who reference in the main show.
We did, but we had to go back in time to do so.
Maybe not for a while.
Maybe.
Okay, so Phisher's perception. His perception is
We will.
I see what you did
29.
All right. You peer around here. You don't see any security cameras in here. The room is pretty dark, but there is sort of a small light in the corner hanging from the ceiling. It's actually pretty empty as well. There's no people in here. There's a human-sized door in the back that leads to another part of the building, and there's a one on the right that probably leads to the garage area.
All right.
There's a bench with some tools sitting on it, and like a few sort of miscellaneous car parts like hubcaps and joints sort of lying on the floor nearby, and a few cardboard boxes, but mostly the room is empty.
All right. I'm going to first look over the tool set, see if any of those match up with the transformer parts that we're looking for. Then I'll move over to any boxes or storage areas that might house said parts and or said shells or trees. I have no idea how big they are, so I'm just looking for boxes of things that might be labeled or considered slang for shells or trees.
All right. Do you have any tracking ability?
Probably none, actually.
Okay.
I'm looking at the sheet because I think survival is not a priority for me, or it wasn't. So yeah, I have 1 rank, which means it's not great.
Okay.
I'm the one who's got the survival going on.
Alrighty. All right. So you look everything over. You find some rather crude mechanical parts in some of the boxes, things like bolts, nuts, and car parts. It looks like the everything. You don't see anything particularly striking on the tool bench. However, when you go over the cardboard boxes, it looks like they all contain like bottles of windshield washer. But to the left side of one, you find one of those little universal joints that has been missing, sort of sitting on the floor. Looks like it probably got dropped.
Does it look like it fell out of somewhere, or was it hidden there?
And probably just fell. It doesn't look like it was hidden particularly well. Anyone who was looking would see it.
All right. Before I decide where to be for surveillance, I do want to check out the other room. So I'll go to the garage first.
All right.
Or was I in the garage?
You were in the storeroom. So.
Okay.
All right. So you head towards the door to go into the garage, and all of a sudden, the garage door that is in the room that you're in starts to open.
All right. Looks like I'm transforming into the screwdriver mode.
All right. Transfer screwdriver and drop onto the ground. And we're going to switch over to these other guys.
Da, 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 da.
All right. So the sun goes down. It gets dark. And the movie starts.
Is it just pure schlock?
It's like black. Well, yeah, it's like the black and white. Are you guys just going to sort of try to park in the inside the movie theater or inside the movie grounds? Or are you guys going to transform and do something different?
I think it might be a good idea for Cluj to park and keep an eye on the actual lot.
Okay.
And I don't want to play your character there, Pat.
Oh,
if
no,
you have a different idea.
I like being parked.
Well, very good then. If you want to park somewhere in the lot and keep an eye out for spins, then I will do a perimeter of the movie theater.
All right. So you park and the movie starts, and after a short period, you become aware of it's dark, so it's a little hard to see what everything looks like at this point, except for the movie screen. The sort of crudely created movie robots on the screen descend from their UFO to terrorize the ostensibly terrified human beings. And you hear what sounds like laughter coming from down several rows down.
I was going to say, I love a good comedy.
And you see what looks like a pink Cadillac with sort of a dude with poofy black hair sitting in it watching the movie. And just losing his shit, like how funny he thinks it is. It's like it's a caddy in beautiful shape, with the big wings in the back, pink, shiny. And if you guys want to do a life science, there, Pat, you can.
I can do that.
Give me a perception there, Mike.
I can also do that. Perception's kind of my bag. Baby.
All right.
It's a 28 on the perception.
Are you in bot form or bike form there, Mike?
Since I'm outside, I will stick in bike form for now, unless there's a reason. Like, I don't want to cause a panic among the citizens of the town here.
Okay.
So unless there is a reason to actually change shape, I think I will stick with bike mode.
All right.
I have a 34.
Oh yeah, that's a Cybertronian.
Okay. Cybertronian specifically, or a Transformer?
Transformer.
Okay. Can we determine the difference? Like,
with that roll, you probably can. Even he probably is a Cybertronian.
okay.
Just based on the body type, but it's a little hard to tell. Even if you see his robot type, you'll be sure. But all right. So, Latins, you hear laughing from inside the theater too, which is not terribly unusual, but it's sort of loud and coming from the other side of the wall that you're on as you patrol. So.
All right. I am going to start making my way towards the laughing.
All right. Are you going to go over the wall, or are you going to go into the entrance?
Through the wall.
I think I'll... Is it dark out?
It's dark out, yeah.
All right. I will try to be stealthy about it then, as stealthy as a bot can be. You want me to roll up stealth?
How are you doing it, though?
Oh, I'm going to transform and do a quick silent jump over the wall.
All right. Give me a stealth. I mean, what are you doing there, Kludge?
If I can, once I've realized that, or once it's pointed out to me by landfill, realistically,
Yeah.
I will drive over. And is there a space near them? Empty space?
Yep. Well,
go.
So you drive out and you drive through the vertical lane and blocking the path, blocking the sight of everyone you go in front of. So you get a lot of humans yelling and screaming at you for you're not really sure why. And what was your stealth there, Latins?
I crushed my stealth with a 26.
All right. So you nimbly hop over this sort of short fence.
And I will turn back into my bike mode when I land.
Okay.
And start making my way towards the laughing.
All right. Oops. And
Is
then
it like a Joker laugh?
No. It's it's just sort of a normal laugh, I guess. Sort of a guffaw. And then you, Kludge, you park sort of next to it, facing the opposite, the wrong direction.
I want to still be able to watch the movie, so I'll turn.
Oh, you're gonna back in. So
yeah,
you turn around. You know, beep 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 beep. And
everyone's flipping you off.
People are yelling at you. Don't know why. The guy sitting in the car looks at you sort of curiously. Is like, interesting ride there, Daddy-O. What's do I know you?
I don't think yet, but we're supposed to meet somebody here. And then you hear a secondary voice kind of come out. And it's just like, I do love a good comedy.
Yeah. It's wild, man. It's funny. Is that a motorcycle sneaking up behind you?
Not that I'm aware of.
He seems to have noticed. He's like, I get it, guys. I get it. You're the squares, aren't you?
Almost certainly.
Groovy, man.
No.
Do you mind if I just watch this last reel?
I'm very round.
Mind if I just watch this last reel?
As long as you come with us quietly so we can talk to you afterwards, I am amenable to that.
All right. Just
I like
this hilarious.
parked.
Look at these robots, I mean, you got to be kidding. Right? Isn't that ridiculous?
I am going to we'll actually stay until the rest of the cars start to leave.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we're both keeping in our eyes on this guy.
All right.
Cohen is not invested in the movie at all. She's more looking at the stars and everything else that's nearby. Landfill is a little bit. You're actually you're reading. Not contempt, maybe pity. For humanity, that this is what they think robots are that's what robots were to them. And you're not sure, but Kluge might be asleep.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I mean,
and Adam, you're muted.
It.
Just in case you're not aware.
He might be.
I think he did intentionally.
Okay.
Yeah, I was aware. I was keeping quiet so that I wouldn't ruin your fun.
All right. Actually, he just watches it for about 10 more minutes, and then you hear a hissing sound, and smoke starts billowing from the back of the theater.
Of the theater?
Yes. It's like sort of near the entrance, and everyone starts getting upset. And then you hear a squeal as Finn's burns out and heads directly towards the fence, punching a hole in it and driving as fast as he can out of the theater. However, you are pretty much ready for it, so you can respond the very next round because you were watching him, just distracted for a second by the smoke. And that's where we're going to end for now.
What? It's over already?
Yep.
That one very quick. I was not expecting that.
I've been watching the time.
He's getting away.
But they could go after him or save the humans. Go after him or save the humans. What would Optimus Prime do?
WWPD.
I was just gonna say.
Hey,
that's what your license plate
Mike.
should be. That's what your license plate should be. WWPD.
The Rustford Files is written and GM'd by Matt G. and has been edited by Michael Ordway. Starring Adam Achu as Phisher, Patrick Finn as Kluge, Landfill, and Cohen, Michael Ordway as Lattes, and introducing Kevin Carlson. We are distributed by the Transmissions Podcast Network. Stay up to date with all the latest news and reviews in the world of the Transformers by going to transmissionspodcast.com or search for Transmissions in your favorite podcast app. You can talk with the cast by joining us on the Transmissions Discord channel. There you can discuss episodes, talk to the players, and download the rule set used in Empire of Rust. Thank you for listening, and join us in 2 weeks for the next episode of The Rustford Files.